We live.
There's that clip. What are your topics?
No, hold on.
There's
Introduce,
no
motherfucker.
Greg, who are you? Tell them who you are. I talked you up a lot in my YouTube video saying we have a special
You're
guest.
like a semi-celebrity.
Am I?
Without even being known yet.
Yeah, every time I watch the videos, it's like, oh, we got to get Greg on one of these. And here I am.
This
officially.
Don't fuck it up.
No.
No.
So, yeah, I'm Greg. We from White Plains.
We from White Plains.
But yeah, we've been hanging out with these two guys. Met Yanni probably, 2 years ago? Through mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that was with like the super page through like Peter. And I think we went to the first like Cars and Coffee in Yorktown at some like diner. That's when I first met everyone else.
At a diner?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
It was a Cars and Coffee at a diner. And it was like down the road from the Carmel, whatever you call it. I don't know.
Diner.
Curry Honda? Curry Honda.
Oh, God. Cars and Coffee?
Why can't I remember
Yes.
that?
It was down the road from BJ's. There's like one little diner off the side of the road there. But whatever. That's where I met everyone. That's where I met Andy, I think, for the first time. And I joined the Instagram group chat. And then here we are 2 years later.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. That group chat, 5 out of 20 people are in there still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the lone
chat that doesn't
survivors.
exist.
Yeah.
Some left, some came back, and some left and never were heard of from again.
So,
But yeah, in those 2 years, there's been a lot of car changes for you.
There has been.
A lot.
I think probably.
Do you know how many
count.
you've owned?
61.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
61
I think I've owned
to this
6.
date.
Yeah, I think I own like just under like 10, but I mean it's like some of them were like bullshit throwaways, and I
Yeah.
think that's a lot. But that's
nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I've been slowing down, getting more conservative. So
Imagine he's building 3 cars at once.
Yeah, 3 cars for like the same 4 months time period is
Is that your longest ownership in like the while?
the longest I've owned a car was probably 2 years.
That's pretty nuts.
which car?
My first car, the Honda Accord.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I met you when you still had the Audi,
Which one?
the R8,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was.
on the
and
TEs.
you had it for like maybe 2 more months after I met you, and then it was gone. Because I
Yeah.
remember I was like, damn, I gotta get. That was when I was like starting to get into photos more, and I was like, I need to shoot that car. I never got the chance to, because by the time I got my new lenses and my new camera body and stuff, it was gone
already pending sale.
It was gone. It was actually for sale when I met him, and then he sold it. And
Yeah, I bought it January 1st or 2nd of 2021, and then I sold it in July of that same year. But I put 10,000 miles.
2021?
Yeah, it was like right after the year of COVID.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I met you before COVID. I could have swore it was before COVID.
I met you during COVID, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think me and you met him the same day.
Yeah.
When we went to that park.
Yes.
May have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I don't even know why we went there. Oh, we went to go-karts.
Yeah.
Go-karts.
Yeah, we went to the Grand Prix in Mount Kisco.
I definitely wasn't there.
No?
No?
Oh.
I think I was away
I
that
think
week.
we went, and then you met us there.
Possibly.
A lot of people went that day.
Because we all...
Oh!
I had the GC.
Not for actual racing.
Yeah, no, we went
Just for like to meet up.
Was it to meet up?
Okay, now I remember that.
Yeah.
Kind of vaguely, but yes.
Yeah. We went to go check out... Wasn't it like we went to go see the Ninja Warrior thing that they opened? And it wasn't like ready yet?
Oh, yeah,
Remember?
behind the track.
Yeah. We
Oh,
went to go like
shit.
check that out, and we were like, oh, they're not taking people yet, so let's just like go take pictures.
Was that the time Chrissy had the kids and everything? Did everybody come?
He had the kids there, yeah.
Yeah. Damn, holy shit. Yeah, that was a while ago.
It feels like a lifetime ago,
I know.
but in reality,
that
it was
like,
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that wasn't even that long ago.
That's
We'd
crazy.
just be doing so much, honestly. Once the season's up, it's like...
Dude, the last 2 years have been freaking
Well, it's just
insane.
been weird. I feel like it's just been... I feel like COVID was kind of a void, but like it wasn't for me because like nothing changed for me. I know you were still working.
I've been more busy than ever.
You now everything is changing because you're now just going back into the office.
Yeah, lots been going on the past.
But
2
it's like
weeks.
even your activity in the chat is just dropped because you're just like literally more busy now between like getting the car parts or something for people or just
now-
like
now
literally
the
literally
new
working.
biz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the thing with the group chat is like I found myself just being too addicted to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely
So, like,
is. It was just a time, like when
I've been
shit was going.
kind of
on.
like training myself to not be so attached to like group chats just in general, just because my eyes are glued to it all the time. It used to be like what's that thing called, like where you feel like your phone's vibrating but it's actually not?
Oh, like ghost vibrator or whatever? Yeah, it happens to me all the time.
What?
I feel
That's
like I hear a buzz
really?
or like I feel a vibration and I look at my phone and there's nothing.
What?
So that
if I wear
probably
certain
means I'm way
pants, it
too
does that
addicted.
to me.
Really? Holy shit.
It, like the screen catches on the material and it feels like it's
Oh
vibrating.
God.
But yeah, no, that definitely is a thing where people like feel like they hear a or like they feel it and it's nothing because it's so used to feeling it.
Right.
Social anxiety is definitely a thing, especially even now with myself just trying to lead with social media. I just find myself
glued.
Yeah, and it's just like the dopamine and everything. It's just the stimulus is so high that I'm just like, I mean, I think I forgot I was talking to either one of you guys or both of you guys that the Instagram screen time is like 6 hours.
It's probably less than mine, to be honest. And I don't do Instagram for
but that's
a
what
job.
I'm saying. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's so bad.
But like just one app. That's not your messages. That's not Facebook. That's not any games you're playing. That's just one app. That's not like anything. Communicating with your friends, anything.
You know what's bad when your phone's like, get off of me.
Yeah.
Like when it does that thing, like with the headphone thing.
Yeah.
It's like, you're too
loud.
loud.
Dude, in one gym session, it's like you're going to go deaf and it's like, I'm already deaf.
Yeah. Step it up, iPhone. You have some work to do.
I really wish I could fucking mute that thing.
I just flick it. And it
just goes away.
It stopped coming back, but I also don't blast my music that much anymore.
I need to go deaf.
You're deaf already.
I am deaf.
Definitely deaf. So, I don't know. You have so many interesting stories with cars.
Yeah.
So like I want to milk you for all your car content.
Well, let's go off of what you own now.
Okay.
What are you thinking about? Well, tell them what you own. What are you thinking about? Plans to keep, sell.
All right.
Go for it.
So we got 3 cars right now. I've been holding on to these 3 cars for probably longer than any other 3 cars simultaneously without like selling one or acquiring something new. So today we have the 2023 Civic Type R, the most probably hyped car of this year.
Yeah.
In the tuner world, aside from like the Corolla GR, the Nissan whatever Z or 400 that no one has even
kind of died down.
Bought.
I was just
you can't get them. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've seen like 2 in person, and that's it. But it's not really a talked about car. The other cars I got 91 Acura NSX, which actually has a pretty cool story behind it. I bought it on Bring a Trailer from this guy named Houston Costa. If you guys don't know who he is, he owns Royalty Exotic Cars out in Las Vegas. And if you look up his channel, he's got like Koenigsegg's, Paganis, Bugattis, like all these $1 million cars. Owns like a chicken franchise. So,
dude, chicken's the way.
Yeah. To own a car that was previously owned by like someone of that caliber who just has like all these $1 million cars laying around, kind of cool. And I found out the car was actually sent out to like Dubai for car shows similar to SEMA that's out there.
This is your NSX, right?
This is the NSX, and it's been at the shop since Thanksgiving right now, just basically getting a lot of maintenance parts, retune, got the clutch and new gear set for the car, new ECU, so...
Well, you didn't mention that it's turbo, too.
It's turbo, so single
that's
turbo,
a big thing.
built motor. The tranny I thought was built, but after having it torn apart, it was basically all factory inside of it with just an upgraded clutch. So
that's pretty impressive, though.
Good to know. But basically, a lot of the maintenance work that the seller supposedly said he did actually was not done.
Sick.
So
that's always good.
Very unfortunate.
We love that.
We love Brand Trailer.
But yeah, hopefully I can get that car back in the next couple months. And then the third car is a R32 GTR. So for the longest time, I wanted to buy a Skyline, and I kind of regret not buying this first one during the time I actually bought my first NSX.
Oh, the white one.
The white one?
Oh,
no, it was
the silver one.
It was gray.
The dark gray?
I think
like
it's KH2.
KH2?
Yeah. So the details behind that, this was like 2018. This is when JDM cars were starting to rise in value.
Skylines were
right after we got ours.
Yeah, and at the time, like this car, it was an 89 KH2. Basically, everything was modified on the car, like Tomei long block, turbos. The only thing it needed was a retune. and the car was like $24,000.
Oh my God.
And
That
at the
hurt.
time,
Jesus.
I was looking at NSXs because I really wanted an NSX. I ended up buying one on eBay through an auction, and the car ended up being a catfish. So had a lot of things wrong with the car, and that kind of put like a sour taste on my like perspective on NSXs. So I didn't like that first NSX I had, and I pretty much sold it after 2 months. But now I have this
that was
new
the red
NSX.
one?
That was the red one. It was a
Never saw that, but
basically
pictures.
bone stock, 91, 100-something thousand miles. Again, spent like 2 months at the Acura dealer getting recall work done.
Ooh.
That actually
Recalls?
recalls from like 20 years ago that were never ever done.
Wow.
So I got like new airbags, I got seat belts, and all this other extra crap that was free. So
Not for
was
nothing.
cool.
They were probably hyped that you brought that in.
yeah, and
I would be super excited.
First time I saw that shit.
there's not a lot of, I guess, master Acura technicians that are eligible to work on a car like that because they're so old. They're not really training new guys how to work on 30-something-year-old NSXs.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
They're delicate, not for nothing. Even
They
the
are.
transmission tunnel. I think on your model, mechanic down the street
Mechanic.
from me, was telling me because he was the one that helped me with the S2000. That transmission tunnel is so narrow
Mhm.
that like you can literally crack the entire cross member if you like leverage it out the wrong way.
Wow.
It's like insane. Like I would just like that's just by like literally trying to remove it. I was like, okay, we're not.
Does that car have a linkage, or is the shifter right into the tranny? Do you know?
They're cables.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
So there are two
like a Porsche.
cables that run underneath the car from the shifter to the bottom of the transmission.
Oh, right. The tranny's all the way in the freaking back under
Right.
the engine.
Correct.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
that's why that problem
Makes
exists
sense.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
For some reason, I thought it was like a vet with like a torque tube kind of set up, and it comes out to the center of the car.
no.
But yeah,
Oh,
no,
with, like, a converter or
I don't
some
know
shit.
why I thought it was all-wheel drive for some reason. I
Yep.
guess I might be
There's
thinking
that.
Porsche. I don't know. I don't
No, it's like a longitudinal
One of them
engine
words.
with the trans case on the side, and then the two axles come out the bottom. It's like a front wheel drive,
Just in the back.
Civic,
Yeah.
just in the back in a V6.
Yeah.
But
Weird.
yeah, so long story short, I ended up buying that NSX, and I regret not buying that GTR because that would have been a way better investment. So the one I got today is a 90 AH3 with like 50-something thousand miles. It's basically all original. It's been repainted in the past, but other than that, mechanically, the car is really in excellent shape. So I don't know what my plans are with that car. I probably will eventually sell it sometime this year just because it's a lot of cash being tied up, and I don't think I'm going to plan on building that car just
not
because
worth
that's
it.
even more money into something that is probably worth more as is than modified.
Yeah.
So
In your condition, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
with that
like
frame that you have
how
is-
often are you going to find a bone stock 30-something-year-old car?
In AH3.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, that's
So-
tough enough.
Better off selling it and then finding something that's already modified, I think.
34 GT?
Possibly. I mean, aren't those like 70, 80K?
No, I saw one today. It's a 4-door 34 GT, not GTT. So it was an RB20
20. Yeah.
DE/NA,
Yeah.
6-speed, and it was 4-door. And
They
they
come
wanted
6-speed?
like 24.
All 34. All 34s are 6-speed.
Not all.
The GTTs are 5 or 6.
It depends.
Okay.
If they have the get drag, then they're 6, and if they don't,
Ah.
then they're 5.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure most of the GTTs come 5,
Okay.
and the 34 GTRs get the
Right,
34,
yeah.
obviously. But yeah, they wanted like 24.
Really?
That's really
Yeah,
cheap.
for like.
Well, again, you're not.
Great.
You're
Oh,
getting
it's
a
NA.
you're getting a
It's
natural aspect
NA
RB20.
RB20.
Yeah, it's arguably the worst.
Oh.
So you got to spend another 40 on an engine power,
literally.
like
I see.
you know.
So at that rate, yeah.
if you're
it's
looking for a body, yes, that's the way to go.
I thought you were
but-
talking about the GTT.
no. Yeah, no, those are 50 and up.
yeah, GTT, you can get a solid one for like 55, 60. I remember a while ago.
That's not bad.
The yellow.
I was, yeah, man, and I slept on it. So I remember when we went to, where were we? Sam's house for his birthday, and I told you that Brian sent me the yellow 33.
I remember that.
And that yellow 33, I was so close. I showed it to him and Pete. I don't know if you were there. Were you there?
Was it
no.
his birthday or was it a baby shower?
Oh, maybe the baby
That was
shower.
when we had all the cars.
The
there.
Yeah.
outdoor baby shower.
Maybe the baby
Yes.
shower.
Where Will got drunk off one drink.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Sounds
you were there.
about Will. Shout out Will.
And yeah, it was like super low miles. I got every picture, and I think at the time it was like 50, but it was super low miles. It was
I
like
think it was even cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Because I remember you showing it to me, and I was like, "Are you gonna buy it?"
I was like, I have to get it now.
Because this is before you even sent yours out to be built.
Right.
And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
"You're either gonna buy this
Or
and keep your stock, or
build it. And
yours
don't
and
buy anything.
Say screw this."
So
and
obviously
that
we know where that ended up. I think that was the
Well,
better
yeah.
of the investment too, because I don't think I would have been. I don't know if I would have been cordial with the GTT. And I argued.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I
Like
argued.
happy with it?
Yeah, I think because like you have the GTR, and then it's like I would have spent money to make the GTT like the GTR, and it's like I wouldn't
Yeah.
have drove that GTT because I was low mile. I would have drove my GTR more, I think.
Yeah, probably.
But again, the GTT was in resemblance of driving that instead of the GTR.
Right.
So
Yeah, it would have been silly to
yeah,
dump money into one that to make it better.
yeah. When the other ones are already better, it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of tough.
Well,
but
yeah, that's the thing with buying. Like, I have the GTST, and I will never try to make it like a GTR
Yeah.
because it just isn't.
yeah,
And it's stupid to buy it to think you're gonna do that
yeah.
when you can just buy the more expensive.
Oh, that
one
was
and
you
be
that
there.
that was you that put it up on your story, right?
What?
Your boy put it up, the 34, the blue 34, when he was like, it's not worth it to get, or
Oh,
like it's
yeah.
not all hyped up.
Yeah,
what it makes
well,
it
that
seem.
was just in general that 34s are not worth the hype
Yeah,
because he has one, and he's like, they're expensive, they're not fast, they need a lot of money, and
Yeah.
people think they're a little bit cooler than they really are.
yeah,
And that goes with like Supras too. People think Supras and R34s come with 1,000 horsepower out of
Yeah.
the factory,
Yep.
and then you're like,
people really like think that,
well, yeah,
like not 1,000, but they really think it's
no,
like fast.
it's 1,000.
Yeah,
Pe-
they
everyone-
really
you-
think it.
if you don't make 1,000 horsepower in your Supra,
Yeah.
you suck.
And honestly,
Like,
and
you did. but-
And they always ask you to two-step.
yeah,
oh sure,
Not every Supra can two-step.
no, and no one should be two
Some
stepping.
of them are NA too, so
yeah.
sucks for those guys.
It's a big I mean, to find
NA
like
autos. Yo, two stepping.
yeah, to
This sounds like
and
shit.
to find like
let me put it
super
back in neutral.
to find like super good ones is hard.
Super good ones.
No, just good
Super good
builds.
ones?
Like okay.
Yeah.
To find like honest like build like your builds, like your 1,000 horsepower, the white one. That's when I met you. My build when it comes out, even your GTST build, like you're not gonna find a GTST like yours. You know what I mean? I think
No.
that's why you ended up pulling the plug on yours because I
Yeah.
remember even when you were bringing it to the chat, and you paid fucking stupid,
nothing
and
for
yours
that.
was faster than mine out of the gate.
Out of the gate.
Yeah, you know.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, no. Well, when I got it, it was pretty fucking slow because, well, after I fixed the coil pack issue.
yeah,
But like now that I think about it, like mine came with the 32 GTR like clip, and just doing that would have been $5,000.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. And you're already at that territory.
I bought it cheap.
Exactly, and at that territory, an extra maybe $5,000 on top of the $5,000 that you would have done to do the facelift would have bought you a GTR.
Probably.
So that's why I don't think people are understanding that, and that's why I like the concept of why, like from 70 to 80, 50, 60, 70 R34 GTT is 100, 110, 120, 34 GTR.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as low as the standard is as high as the new standard is. So it's like whatever. A 34 GTT is not going to be 70, and then a 34 GTR will never be under 100. If 34
Right.
GTTs are 50, 60, 70, you'll never find a 34. Vistech just put one up, unknown miles for 100,000 flat.
34 GTR.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
unknown
didn't see that
miles,
one yet.
swapped cluster, and it might
Oh,
even be sold
sick.
already. Yeah, so like you don't even know.
And that's the other thing with going on with JDM cars is that like there are more coming in because they're getting legal now, but now more crap is going to be coming
Yeah.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Japan is sending over the shit ones first
Yeah,
because all the good ones are in collector stores.
yeah,
They're not
and
at
they're already
auction
bought.
yards.
Honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
So now we're going to start getting all the crumbs
yeah,
left behind by Japan, and people are going to be spending top dollar. So when the collector ones come out, not arguably some have already,
right.
but when the really good collector ones come out, like I say it all the time, like every other freaking week you see new record,
Yeah,
lowest
34
mile,
miles.
like,
yeah,
one's like I has -6 miles
Yeah,
on the
right.
kilometer, like
yeah.
like they're getting
We
crazy.
can't even find the key.
Yeah, like it's never been started before. It was only towed. It's all like they're getting crazy.
it's crazy.
And now what's the limit? How much is someone willing to spend on a freaking JDM car that's
I don't know.
35 years old, 30 years old?
Well, on Bring It Trailer, there was that battle between what's the name, Mark,
Oh, yeah.
and Broken All Sales.
Yes,
So they were
For
kind
which
of just
car?
like
for the NER.
for yes.
The gold silica one.
No, it was a
I
white
think it
one.
was
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh wait, no,
white.
I might be wrong.
white
Was
or
it
black.
Okay.
It was a weird one because they're usually gold silica breath,
Yeah.
but this one wasn't.
But yeah, I think people were expecting to see that car go into
$500,000.
the 5s, but I think Mark won that car in the 4s.
Mm-hmm.
But not sure. I'm not sure who's a better investor into those cars. I know Mark owns a lot of those already.
Probably not Mark.
But Adam knows what he's doing.
In terms of investors,
so
I'd probably give it to Adam. I mean, who has more leverage? Maybe
Mark's a bigger
maybe
spender.
Mark. Yeah,
Right.
maybe
But
Mark.
Adam's a
but
better investor.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So Adam knows what he's doing.
Mhm.
I've only done business with him one time, and that was selling him my R35 at the time.
Never got to see that one either.
Nope.
I don't think I saw that either.
No.
No,
Yeah.
that was years
I was gonna
before
say
I met you
that was
guys.
that was the
I think that
Gapplebees. Yeah, I only saw memories.
That was like
yeah.
20. That was like right around the NSX time. Actually, I think it was after the NSX.
first one.
2018,
Yeah.
19?
Early 19, I want to say, or late 18.
Yeah. Shove it
yeah.
in your throat. No, definitely don't do that. But yeah, because you owned at the time, was there an overlay of owning the 35 in the Supra? Or
At the same time,
yeah,
correct?
there was an overlay. Yeah, so that's when I had met him. So getting rid of the
Mm.
35 into the Supra.
Yeah, I only saw the pictures.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know you were more local to me than I thought because we ended up linking a lot of the times at and we'll probably be going to the show more often to Rose Hill.
Yes.
That was like our bread and butter, and that's literally hometown to me. And I didn't even know Greg at the time, so hometown to him as well. So we had probably crossed paths way before we even thought. And we knew
Probably,
who we were.
honestly. I mean, Rose Hill is always just like kind of you go to it for 20 minutes.
It was just a time
Saturday
waster.
and
You
then
walk through
dip.
it, go get some ice cream, maybe some food, and
You see
dip.
the same
Definitely the
30
ice cream.
people.
Yeah, I mean, it's
every
literally
week.
the same,
Same
like
cars,
the Godfathers are
same
just lined up
people.
on the lawn chairs and they're just like wasting
Yeah.
time away from their
There's
wives or
that
something.
Countach that's always there.
Oh,
Yeah.
the red one?
Spit shine.
Sick.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I mean, if you want to even, because even bringing newer in relativeness to what's there because they're 40, 50s, and 60s, the GTR around, it was like a sight for sore eyes because no one had, I mean, that's a very...
Well, you get your steering wheels on the wrong side
all
of the
the
car.
time.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so
God.
it's always cool. And then the old head that always like, yeah, we built these in the... I'm like,
No, you didn't.
Same.
No, you didn't.
That's always cool. But
But you think that'll be us in like 30 years?
Absolutely.
I hope so.
All of us
I don't know
just
what else I'd be
on
doing.
a Saturdays.
I already lost
setting
my
up our
energy.
lawn chairs at 4 o'clock. Before
Hell
the-
yeah.
the show
Absolutely.
starts.
I'd rather be like out driving, but I'm not like crazy about going to the shows where you just pull up, park, and you're there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I like to just like meet and then usually just like link up with someone or people at the meet and
Yeah,
be
like
oh, you
meet
want to
there,
go
yeah,
somewhere?
see what's at the show, and then like go get food or
Yeah.
something.
Like
Oh.
if the car is completely cold by the time you leave, you've been there for too
Yeah,
long.
no, for sure.
Oh,
Because we were talking about that on the last podcast this weekend up at Georgie's. What we're
Mhm.
going to start doing this year is more like we're just explaining meet
Like
up
meet and
at
cruises.
meet up at a spot and then go to, and it's going to be select few because we are going to be driving and I don't want to be in the mix of like go fast, like we don't need that, especially with the caliber of cars that we have. They already catch attention as is, so that's going to be a big thing we're doing this year. Like more, not as often, but like once in a while. We were thinking like once a month on a frequency schedule, just
Mhm.
kind of get everybody. I mean, even the girls can come and just go somewhere and like go hang out for like the whole day or something like that and go get food.
yeah. Like even that one cruise that we did out past Bear Mountain, we went to like a restaurant after. Were you there? I think it was me, Pete, maybe you.
Oh yeah, we went to Roadhouse.
It was cold that day. I know it was
Yes.
kind of cold. But yeah, we went to some diner. Like even those, like you meet somewhere and then go for a drive after. I'd rather do that than sit in a parking lot for 2 hours.
Yeah, like the clean culture type shows have their place, but not more than once a month. It's just like I don't know. It's like a trade show without the trades. Like you just go and you
feel
walk
that.
around a parking lot and you're just like, all right, I've seen all of these cars
Because you're
before.
familiar with the I was gonna say
I can only see so many
level,
WRXs with wheels and bags, like, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. I don't know. I'd much rather. And the thing that bothers me about not like the cars, but like, I like to, like I said before, like go to a meet someone, go for a drive.
Mhm.
All the cars that go to those kinds of shows are not driver cars.
Yeah, no,
They're show
not.
cars.
They're literally they come out on the weekend and like that's it.
Not even like
Yeah.
you can't drive those cars on
Yeah.
the street
Mhm.
because they're camber gang or like they're gonna
Or
they're
whatever,
gonna like
yeah.
die if they go for a long drive. So it's just
Also,
not cool.
those people probably just don't know how to drive in general.
That too. Yeah, there's also that. And I don't want to be surrounded by people who I'm
Affirm
scared
builds.
about. Who?
Yeah, I think
Affirm builds.
What's that?
You know the finance Affirm.
Oh yeah.
I'm dead.
Those are
Yeah,
all the
fucking
firm bills.
no interest payments.
Klarna.
Once a
That's
month.
that Wells Fargo
PayPal
sponsorship.
credit.
That's crazy.
Only
But
fans
no, it's.
built.
I mean, just where we are though, where we're located. I mean, it's very, but it's also super weird because what I'm about to say because it has some truth, but it really doesn't at the same time. But where we're located and where the most of the shows are hosted, they're like smaller towns and shit like that. So it's like picture where I live, Lower Westchester and stuff like that. It's very like you can't really go far.
No.
Or like 10 minutes seems like a fucking eternity because like
You're
there's
going through
literally
town.
everything is in your town
Yeah.
and things like that. It's like, oh well, I know how to get down the street, and then like we've gone to Yukon, we've gone to Jersey, we've gone to fucking
Atlantic City.
Yeah. We've been to fucking Denny's on that, or where I went to Denny's, Lake George. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what we want to bring back. And when we were all together, when we all had our cars out, that was the move and stuff like that. Because just it literally just got boring. Again, just going. Even if we as a group just went to a spot, like what are you gonna do? Even if you saw all the cars once. At most, you're gonna get food. You're gonna sit down, and then like, what are you gonna do? Make another lap around the same? That's it. You just want to leave.
Yeah,
so
just go.
I think it's not boring, but it's just like I don't think that. I think that took a hit growing up, where like that was embedded at least into my skull of like that was the car lifestyle, and like I didn't think it was. I mean, I remember growing up with Georgie. The car lifestyle was everything. It was meets. It was takeovers. It was street racing. It was this. It was that. It was, and again, respectfully, some of the stuff wasn't legal. That didn't really matter, but you kept it all there, right? Like wherever said thing was event, that's it. You kept it there. Then you went home. You went to fucking work the next day, and that was it. But now it's very like, like Sunday service, like same spot, same time every week, and it's like, I don't know. Even the cars and coffees we do. We go get breakfast and we fucking leave. I mean, it's just to get the cars out and that's it.
And it sucks because it doesn't suck, but like we're close to all the spots that we go.
Yeah.
So like a 25-minute drive to the meet is like not enough to have fun.
No, it's not.
And I don't get the itch out that I want to scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why what we were saying before, like meeting up somewhere and taking a good drive to like a town that we've never been to. Mm-hmm. Like it's really a goal of mine to just like go somewhere I've never been before. Mm-hmm. And I did that when I was after I saw the venue last week with Kels. I was like, do you want to go home or do you want to get breakfast? And she was like, I'm kind of hungry. I was like, I just pulled up Google and I just searched up. I found a restaurant I've never been to before. One of the best spots I've ever been to in my life. Yeah. And I 100% will go back. And I'm like, if we didn't do that, if we just went to like JV Bagels for the 15th
like you're never
going
to go back up there for like you're not going to go up there just for food.
No, absolutely not.
So,
so I was like, let's seize the moment and take the time that we're out somewhere that we usually aren't and do something new. Yeah. And that's definitely what I want to do this year with like taking the cars out and going new places. Mm-hmm. And that's 100%. What I was saying before last week about like bringing business to like smaller town stuff, like mom and pop stores and stuff like that. Like even if it's like an ice cream store.
That was a big thing.
Like we go to King Kong all the time, but like let's go somewhere different.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I like that stuff. I think it's cool to like use your crew to support other businesses and stuff.
Yeah, because like a Sunday you just wake up, like whether somebody's going or not, if you wanted to go to Cars and Coffee, you just go. So I figure like you get the that itch that Andy was talking about once a month and really want to like go somewhere. And you're like after a good drive, I don't know about you guys, after a good drive, I'm exhausted. I want to put the car away and like I'll see you at the end of the week, like type of thing. Because it's like I got my bug out. And that's what I'm saying. Even at once a month, it's like, and then when you get the itch, go to like a Hayfields or like a Peekskill on a Sunday morning. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's the low
drive, baby.
Yeah, that's the low effort stuff that just like but it's like we've raised the standards so low in the community as a whole, not on car levels, car standards, car meets, and that's the high. Like the highs are
actually driving
Sunday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like actually literally taking your car somewhere, and it's like. Just like you were saying before, because it's, like everything's dropped so low and the appreciation for everything is just, it's all fumbled. And it's like, that's why like the Sunday meets are like, oh my God, like who's going? We're doing this Sunday, like
it's hyped.
And it's just Peekskill. You know what I mean? I love it.
40 times
it's an
year.
opener, but like what's going to happen? I mean, cops are going to be there because it's the first of fucking the season. And
you get your coffee and your like, 2-hour coffee line, and then you go home.
Yeah, and then that's it. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I love if that's all we got, then fuck it, that's all we got. But the reality is like anybody can do anything. Milkshake Mondays were fucking cool when we were doing it.
Dude, Crumble Cookies opened up next to
I'm down
Shake
to go.
Shack.
I went to Crumble with Sebastian in Florida. That's the first time I ever had Crumble.
Oh yeah, it's where it started.
Yeah,
Started
I
in
didn't
Florida.
even know that.
Yeah, Crumble is now next door to Shake Shack. So Milkshake Monday is gonna be.
Oh, is that what they were working on?
Yep.
Wait, the
I
spot
saw it
next
today.
door? The spot literally right next door?
The vacant spot next door
Oh,
is now
shit,
Crumble
no
Cookies.
way.
Same
Yeah.
building.
No
Same
way.
building.
That's sick.
So now Milkshake
It's
Mondays
open
is
now?
Yeah, just open.
All right, well, we gotta
sick.
tell
So-
Ken to get working on that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean,
It's Crumble Sunday.
If
Next
we have
Monday,
another week-
first week of spring.
yeah, right.
I
Spring
mean,
opener.
if the weather allows it.
We're gonna make those employees wanna
Facts.
quit.
Facts. I need cookies fresh. That's crazy.
But yeah, like while we're on this topic about like car culture and why we only do Sunday meets now, I feel like the standard of car meets and just like 5-10 years ago, H2O was like
The one.
a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
People used to go there. It was like
Actually
a
happy
car
you're touching on
week.
this.
It was beautiful to go there and enjoy the time with cars and not have to deal with people getting run over, people doing burnouts, people two-stepping on every single block. That show completely ruined
It's
in
shot.
the past 3
and
years.
it's never gonna be the same ever again.
Never.
And it
It's-
left Maryland.
It's awful. Yeah, they actually H2O
Isn't it
officially
in Jersey? No.
Yes, they host
no.
in
Yeah.
Atlantic City,
Oh,
but no one wants to go to Atlantic City for that.
It's already a problem as it is.
So, but
Yeah.
people still go to Maryland and they just create H2O
Yeah.
all over again when there's actually no event. Because H2O is just a car show on a specific day and time in Ocean City. It's not even in Ocean City. It's like inland.
It's like down the
But
strip.
people hang
I was
out
gonna say,
on the
yeah, it's
strip.
just you go to again set what we were just literally describing, said spot and just figure it out, figure your weekend out.
But the great thing about H2O is like there's a million meets going on simultaneously. Like there will be a Nissan meet at whatever 120th Street. There will be a Mercedes meet on 80th Street. It was really sick the first few years I went with my Miata,
Yeah.
WRX, and then I brought the GTR and I got pulled over because the guy said the plates didn't match the registration.
Oh my god.
That's because I had just transferred the plates over. So, but like year after year, it's just gotten worse and worse. Like police activity was nuts. They started building fences in the middle of the roads to prevent people from jaywalking and getting hit. But it's nuts. I've seen like a 30 police car chase from a guy who was like selling drugs and he got caught and ended up running over a cop
Yeah.
trying to evade the police. So that was nuts.
That's so wholesome.
That's
And
it's over at that point.
yeah.
If you're running cops over, it's a wrap.
And then he jumped into the ocean to try to get away.
Where was he going? Going
I don't
to
know.
Germany?
He jumped
Like,
out of his car and jumped literally into the bay
Such a clip.
to try and like do some movie stunt, but it was nuts. So like right now, I don't know. Like there's either banger meets or there's like the 10
Yeah,
o'clock
bangers.
meets in Jersey. I went to one a few
Long
weeks
Island.
ago and I was expecting to see like some decent stuff. Awful.
Awful.
It was all like, like you said, WRXs on reps, Civics slammed to the ground on stock wheels.
and
and then-
beaters who were trying to drift.
Beaters and then people rev bombing, burning out, doing wheelies, whatever. So that's why I kind of just stick to the Sunday cars and coffees because at least there you have some pretty
Respectable
people.
and builds too.
And
Even if they're not
routine,
builds, like some cool stuff goes
Yeah.
to Peekskill, like not for nothing. And
Mhm.
Hayfields too. Like
Hayfields is nice.
Yeah, Hayfields is
And
sick.
the New Canaan one I think is by far
Oh yeah, that's
Oh yeah.
the best
Untouched.
build.
But that's what I'm
in
saying.
the
That's in
Northeast.
such a higher society part of Connecticut, of
Yeah.
the state Connecticut.
But people
It's just
come
so-
in from
Yeah, I mean it's
everywhere.
amazing. I mean you have people that are just you have hood rat builds coming into there, but I mean you won't get into the show. Don't get me wrong, but it's like that type of pull, that type of community, that type of drive is what if I can have a fraction of that with this team is what I'm trying to do with you guys. At least just leave it. I'm not trying. We can't fix the community alone, obviously, but
you can sift through.
If we can start and like put it on the path of like, because there are still people out there that think that like us. That's the reason why all of this started, honestly. And it's just it's setting the tone. It's doing it properly because there's a lot of people that are like, even fucking Khalid at the last fucking.
Yeah.
Just blew the fucking red light. Could have just smoked somebody.
So he did like a crazy long burnout, gathered too much speed, couldn't stop in time, and just blew a red light.
wow.
And he
Absolutely
tried
smoked
to
it.
stop too. That's what made it worse. I would have just blew it, but he tried to stop.
Yeah, he tried to stop. He was sliding.
This was at Shake Shack?
Yeah.
leaving Shake Shack.
Was
And
I
was
there?
like, well, there you go. There's that.
I don't think so.
You didn't make it to that one.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But like that's
and it sucks because like
but
I
that's
like the
Central
guy.
Avenue. Yeah,
and he's got a sick ass car.
Dick move. I mean,
Super dick
it
move.
doesn't. I mean, I'm not talking about his character, but dick move. Like that's a terrible action. Very very busy time and road and place and.
Not a good look.
Again, but it's the peer pressure. It's the egg on. It's the and there's no cars are fast.
That's like
You just need a little bit of adrenaline. You need somebody to.
that was like the Richfield meet. Where everyone, the BMW Richfield, everyone's standing on the side of the road.
The one I never went to.
And then like 3 cars crashed.
Yeah.
Did I go to that?
The M5. Yeah, you got almost hit by a truck.
Yeah, you almost got smoked by it. Yeah.
That's because everyone just stands there like, do a burnout, do something
literally
cool
right at the entrance.
for the gram.
You'll never see.
Do it for the TikTok.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's the problem. It's like the whole reason H2O was shot is because people try to make it onto YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
So everyone acts stupid to get on film, and people are literally running people over to get on Instagram. How sad is that? So I don't know. That's a whole nother topic to talk about, like how social media, like what you use it for is great. And you're building something from it, and then people use it to freaking completely destroy cultures.
I love it. It's honest work, but I'll tell you guys firsthand. It sucks. It's very demotivating. It's very because I know I can just put up a reel that makes no sense, catch traction more than the next guy, and it's just it's a lot of short-term gratification that the ongoing thing is the concept of. We've seen what people would do for fame, but what would you do for fortune? So, like, as soon as, cameras are on, and we try our best, and we do our best, like, if you guys met any of us in real time or know who we are, this is the energy. There's no, like, cameras are on. Like, that's why, like, I even roll it a little before and after to show you just the bullshit that it's just, there's no...
I like doing burnouts. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but again, time and play. We're no saint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been the one we've taken over on shoulders. We've done this. We've done that. No one, like, if you're in the car world, you've popped your cherry one way or another doing something illegal. Yeah. But it's just, again, knowing your limits and doing it. And who knows? Maybe those BMWs, maybe that was their one time, and hopefully they learned.
Maybe, yeah.
But again, the concept of other people just not owning things, it's like when the pressure's on you, just with anything in life, not even just cars, everybody wants you to like do something stupid or fuck up or do something flashy. But like you just have to understand that with integrity and all that shit, that it's literally up to you. Like whether you want to do something, it's literally all up to you. Yeah, it stems down to even that one post I made. I quoted a Bible verse, but the whole like the meek shall inherit the earth, and the concept of it is. It's not that it's the guys that have the responsibility, guys or girls that have the responsibility that know they have the power to do or not do something bad or potentially like ruin someone's like life or something like that, and they don't. It's not that they don't have the power, it's just that they do, but they choose not to. Yeah. So it's just and tying all of that into the community, it's why all the respected builds are forming little cliques. Like look at us, we don't even want to be around the scene anymore, and it's a damn shame because like we have amazing cars and like everything happens for a reason, but like had my car not been down, had things may have been a little, had things been differently, maybe we would have been active more this season because my car would have been out and maybe I would have pushed you guys. But then like now none of this would have happened. So you know what I mean? Like it's if you give them too much, them meaning like a general population, if you give them too much, they're going to take everything. I learned that in life. I learned that on social media that you need to cut off some access. Yeah. Because if you don't, they're going to take everything. They're going to take everything.
That's true.
I've learned to, like, personally, like, on the other channel, is strictly fitness right now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to find a tie a way to bring the cars into it. But I don't want people seeing my 24 hours of the day anymore.
Yeah, no, it's when you get, like you said, you give them everything, then what do you have left?
I don't know what's like, what am I doing it for? Right. I don't want people to know the girl that I'm talking to if I'm not or if I am. I don't want them to know, like, look, I'm doing a super good job at the build. People know I'm building. They don't know what I'm building. They will know when it comes out, but nobody knows about the build. I mean, minus you guys. And even for a long amount of time, I didn't even know, so you guys didn't know. So I had to make sure. With the bodybuilding stuff, I know the date of New Zealand. I'm not telling anybody yet. I don't have an aspiration to tell you guys because now it's just it's now raising just that much more pressure that's on my plate that like I don't know if I want that much more of an added resilience to that quality of life, or just like it's a lot. It really is a lot.
It's enough on its own without people.
Yeah, and it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, you want to start banging out some of these topics?
What you got?
Well, the first one I have written down, this is in no particular order, but this is interesting for all of us specifically. Well, maybe not me so much, but definitely you and you.
So, Greg, you're going to start.
Yeah, we'll start with Greg. How do you feel about people calling their only car their daily?
Well, I can't really relate to that.
I know. That's why I was saying interesting, because your dailies have always been pretty freaking sick.
I just drive everything, man. Like,
you do.
I don't care. The only exception is the GTR, because that thing is super clean. I'm not going to drive that in the winter. But the NSX, I drove that at the very start of the winter.
Dude, the white Super was the best.
The white
in the
Super.
snowstorms,
fucking everywhere,
in
dude.
the salt. That was so
and that's
funny.
like
Yeah,
your biggest
I mean,
build, or the biggest. No, I don't know if you built it, but like
The second Super is the one I drove a lot.
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
the salt. But regardless, like,
Season.
Chrissy, that's for you. But honestly, I don't keep cars that long, to the point where, like, what's salt going to do to the bottom of my car?
Yeah.
Nothing. Sucks for the next guy. Actually, but getting slightly off topic, the guy that, my first Supra, I sold it to a guy in California. He sold it to a guy, I think, in North Dakota. He follows me on my page, and he says, do you want to buy my car back?
Oh.
Because I made that post with the weld wheels saying, like, hey, these are for sale. By the way,
the
I missed
Supra.
my car. And then he's like, want to buy it back. So
No way.
apparently the car is doing great. And he's done a couple extra things to it. So maybe
Dude, get
one
pictures
day.
of it. I want to see the underbody.
sick.
I want to see what you
That's
did
a
to it.
rebuilt title car, too. It was sideswiped, and unfortunately, it became salvaged. But I don't know. Your only car is a daily.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I've seen a lot of people saying, like, oh, it's my daily, like this and that. And they do it like a couple, like they'll plasti dip something or add a wing or something. And it's like, it's just a daily. And then I'll look and I'm like, wait a minute. What's your other car? You don't have another car. The whole point of calling something a daily is because
it's
you
so
have
a
another
nicer
car
Yeah.
sitting somewhere.
I see your point there.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know
It's-
why it bothers me, but it does.
Technically, it's a daily driver, but I wouldn't keep calling it as if like you own something else.
Right,
That's
because by
better.
saying it's your daily, it implies you have something else.
Right.
And
It's
I
like
just
this is
hate
the
when that's not the
daily,
case.
and this is and like
It's
there's even
also
people that put
daily.
stickers on their car that say daily driver, and it's their
I mean,
only
it
car.
is, but like,
So
why are you claiming that?
I don't know.
Unless your daily's sick, like if it's like a 4GT or something.
That's where I was gonna flip the coin and do kind of devil's advocate. So the whole daily aspect of it, like, all right, this is barring you're not a fucking idiot and own 2 cars and have a daily.
Right.
The whole concept of having the cooler daily, or like some fucking rich guy who owns a Ferrari that has like daily driver on it, or like for whatever reason flexes with it, which by all means he could. I think that's the cool aspect of it, like driving the cool car
all the time.
As
all the
the
time.
daily?
Yeah, as a daily.
Like
but
if I had
meanwhile,
like an RS6,
I would do that.
yeah,
dude. So like, it's my goal to own something that I am proud of to drive every day.
Yeah.
and also it be sick.
yeah. Like I want a cool daily drive for sure. Like
Yeah.
I think we all do, honestly.
Well,
we
duh,
all want
like
the fun.
obviously,
Yeah,
but like I don't know what that car would be.
yeah.
But
Because it's got to like fit the family,
sure.
and then but when you're
Dude,
alone,
Chevy SS?
but yeah, exactly.
Sick daily.
But when you're alone, it's like you
Are
can
you
still
having fun?
hold
So,
on to
right.
whatever's out there.
Perfect example of John Roper.
Yes.
All his cars are like kind of sick.
No,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
All
They're
his
all
daily
lineup is sick,
tastefully
yeah.
done.
So he was telling me last time I was there, his Aristo,
Mhm.
that's gonna be like his family trip car.
He's nuts.
The thing is,
It's a little insane.
what bagged.
It's wide
It's got
body,
like
bagged.
12-inch deep wheels.
I need to see a sign.
And it's a built 2J, isn't it?
No, it's a stock 2J, but he's just got basically full bolt-ons,
Right.
stock ECU, but the thing's bagged. It's got huge rims on it.
And a massive wide body.
Yeah, a lot of camber. So, but that's like his family trip car.
You know, he's nuts.
So I want to be like that.
But
Yeah,
that's
I
cool.
guess.
That's cool. So that's where the daily
That's-
driver
that's
would be
his
cool.
daily.
But he can
That
say
would be
that
cool,
though
but that's
because
what
he's
I'm
got 13
So
cars.
that's the analogy
that's what I'm
behind that.
saying.
So that's the daily drive. Like that's where that terminology. Like
okay, but so I think that's where we're disconnecting because yes, your car may be sick,
yeah.
but unless it truly is the car that you drive no matter what,
Right.
you can't call it a daily.
Yeah, no,
you
like-
may drive your race
Yeah.
car all the time.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a daily.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Like for a literal analogy. Yeah.
yeah, like in the summer,
Yeah.
The R32
yeah,
is my
literally
daily.
is a daily. Yeah.
But it's not.
No,
It's
it's
never-
not.
we're
Yeah,
never gonna be
it's
my
never
daily.
gonna see the snow. It's never gonna see. Yeah.
Right. So unless you're driving it in the salt,
Right. It's
different
not,
for you.
Yeah,
That's why I
it's
said
not
you're
like
you're
your
a weird
super.
one.
Yeah. No, your super was legitimately the daily. Like, and we were. I
think-
mean, even your last Type R.
Oh, true.
Your last Type R
The
was
yellow one.
sheesh.
The daily?
That
daily.
was the daily.
Yeah.
This is the new
Now
daily.
The new
Yeah,
daily,
literally the
type
new
one.
daily.
But-
That's why
Like,
he's like
that's-
it's different for Greg because
Yeah,
all of
that's
his
cool.
dailies have been sick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So salt, snow. I mean, we got snow a couple days
Acid
ago.
rain, hail,
Yeah.
all it's all fine.
But
All
it's for sale. I mean, whoever
Next
wants
one.
it. Just lost so much money on that.
Oh yeah, that thing is shot now. It's never gonna sell. Some of these we kind of already touched on, sort of, not really. Do you think retro styling is becoming cool again? And I'll give you an example. The new Hyundai, the Vision 76 thing looks like
What's
a freaking. You don't know what that car is?
No.
Oh, Greg. Oh, it's dude. I would sell my house for that car.
Vision 76.
I believe it's called. I believe they're calling it the Vision 76. I
You know
might
what
be
that
wrong.
is?
I'm looking it up right
So
now.
he doesn't know.
It might. I might be wrong on it. 'cause
Oh, it
it's-
looks like the fucking Back to the Future.
It
shit.
looks like a
me see.
DeLorean.
Oh,
Yeah.
that yeah.
So
I've
I know
seen
you've
that.
seen
I didn't know it was a Hyundai. I've seen that before.
Is that
though.
a concept
Oh,
car?
it's a
It's a
Hyundai
concept.
N Vision 74.
And Vision 74.
Yeah,
not
so I know it
76,
as
my bad.
Hyundai N. That's what I like when I first saw it.
like Gloucester N.
Dude, it's so fucking cool.
Well, the Countach just came out.
Yeah.
from
So how do you
Lambo.
feel about the Countach? Let me.
$2.5
How do you feel about the new
million.
I haven't
Countach?
seen it. I'm gonna be honest.
Look it up.
It's a new Countach.
So, yeah, brand new Countach.
Like 24.
Yeah,
That
but
car's-
again, it's legitimately like if John Seibel like rendered it. You know John Seibel, the guy that
Yeah.
renders.
Why can't I spell Countach?
COUN talk
Dude.
talk?
Oh, this is cool.
But like a lot of people argued, why am I spending millions of dollars when I can just go get an older Countach?
Yeah, but it's not gonna be this good.
Well,
this is basically a Huracan with a new body. on it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the concept. But again, like very like similar styling. So bringing back. So I mean,
So
I
retro styling is coming back.
yeah. I mean, I don't.
Same thing with the Z, the 400Z. Looks like a
Yeah.
Datsun.
So
How do you feel about that?
I like the wave, but I don't like the way it's approached because I'm not paying more for someone to optimize on what was already created in the past.
Well, arguably the cars are
they are
much
better. They are better, but I want to. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I like.
Let's just use the Z as example.
Okay.
Because it's pretty retro styled.
Yeah.
And it's better than the last Z, depending on who you ask.
No,
Honestly.
definitely, but I mean, on paper, and I think.
Are you spending
probably-
75 grand on a
No,
400Z?
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not. I don't know, but I'm also not spending. I'm also buying a 2009 GTR. I'm not buying a 2022 GTR.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, you can argue they got. I mean, every year got an enhancement. Same exact fucking.
I
car.
wouldn't say that.
Well, all right, every other
Every
year.
generation.
R35?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The car that's going to be out for 20 years?
Yeah.
Yes.
The car that got discontinued, but
Right.
made 2 more years after.
Yeah, it's been discontinued 3 times already.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a. I like it because it's like it's quite literally on par with the cars we own, but
So
again, I'm also not paying $70,000 for an R32 GTR either.
well, yeah.
So you know, it raises that speculation of like inflation and stuff like that. Where I wouldn't. Is it cool to look at? Sure.
Yeah.
Would I own? I don't think so. I do appreciate that it's.
Is it just purely because of the price tag on it?
Yeah.
Or are you not a fan of the car itself?
No, just the price tag.
Yeah.
Because again, like it's something that's been around, and just for somebody to stamp
New on it.
big dick energy on it, it's like I'm not paying an extra 40,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
well, when the Challenger came out,
Yep.
it was like, what, 30-something years?
It was
since it was
from-
last.
From
Seen?
72 to 2009. Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't really change the design all
Not
that
too much, but
so,
it's a flawless design if you ask me.
yeah,
Timeless.
Talking new or old?
From old to new. They're not very different
The
when you really look
70s.
at
No.
it.
to the most recent Challenger.
Yeah.
Like even the 09 to today's Challenger is the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
The
a little
Charger,
newer looking.
the Charger's changed.
Charger's completely
Charger's
different. They
like,
should
yeah,
not call the new
I
ones
was gonna
Chargers.
say,
No.
yeah, Chargers.
They would-
They don't even look like Chargers.
People
throughout
used
the
to
years.
call the Challenger the Charger because
Yeah.
the Chargers were 2-doors.
Right.
Yeah.
But
That's
now
been a
they're-
thing for me
And
forever.
I was gonna
now.
say I don't even think some people don't even know that.
But yeah, I mean, I don't mind those new designs. I think maybe it's due to some part where they don't know where they're going as
Yeah.
far as designing future cars.
I was gonna ask that because like when you think about like the iRobot car,
Mm-hmm.
the BMW,
I
like
hate that.
the-
The new
yeah.
BMWs are disgusting.
they're atrocious and they're getting to the point where they don't even look like cars anymore.
Yeah, the one I smoked doesn't even look.
Yeah. Like
just
all the
like
new concept cars don't look
they're
like
like rolling
cars.
toasters.
Yeah.
So
And
I lost it after the i8.
I prefer going backwards in design rather than going so far future that they don't even resemble cars anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, and that kind of ties into what I was saying. Like, I'm just gonna buy. Like, if it's just gonna be old, and I'm just gonna buy the
old
OG.
one? Yeah.
It's the Rega talk. It's OG versus
Yeah.
The
the
Regas.
Evo 2s. Yeah, no, but I mean, but look, but
Evo
at
2s
least
are trash.
But at least it's right. But at least the Evo 2s, the reason why the Evo 2s were made is because people liked the OG
right.
so much
They
that they
paid
can't.
homage.
They can't fit now on newer cars.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what else I got here. This is a pretty quick one. Static versus bags. I think
Static.
we're all in agreement on.
I've-
Don't say bags.
What did you say?
Don't say bags.
I thought you said bags.
I've had bags on
I haven't
multiple
had bags.
cars, and they've all had issues. 100% static with air cups.
yeah.
if
I was
you
gonna
want
say.
bags,
I've never had
air
yeah,
cups
I'm
only.
doing air cups.
Yeah.
I've never had air
this.
cups,
No,
but
static for
they
sure.
look sick and they functional.
I'm all for like being low and like if you got to lose a lip, you lose a lip like for the form of the car, but functionally like so it's hard because where we live, potholes will send you to Ethiopia, so it's like it's hard. But
I'm trying to go there anyway.
I'm also like super cool. I do appreciate the cool factor. Like that's just a thing in our car. Aesthetic pleasure is just a thing in our community. So having a car look good, but at the sake of where like you're risking daily drivability and like around us, that often means fucking stock height. So it's a double-edged sword, but definitely static. I mean, I guess for the benefit of you could argue bag, but it's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think bags are good enough performance-wise to.
They have a
to
long,
put
in
'em
my
on.
opinion, they've come a long way.
They have.
But I also think the ones that are worthy of talking about are way out of reach. Like they're
They're $7,000 for a back
yeah,
setup.
and I'm not.
yeah,
I'm
Fuck
buying
that.
a car for $7,000. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm
Or
not.
new wheels.
but no, definitely no bags for me
No.
because
Yeah.
the management is iffy. Once it starts getting cold, moisture builds up. The
Yeah,
electronics
Northeast.
start failing.
So for you Cali boys that are watching.
Also on the bags, they're called like double bellow,
Mhm.
where they kind of look like a hamburger,
marshmallows.
one stacked on top of each other.
yeah.
Always get those over the single sleeve ones because
Yeah.
the single ones suck.
They rip,
They rip and they don't hold pressure. They don't maintain pressure that
and they're
well.
not progressive. The double cup bags act like progressive springs because of that dual crunch zone.
Mm-hmm.
The single ones just go.
Yeah. So
So how do you feel? Well, actually, we were talking about this kind of before. How do you feel about modding plain cars to be cooler? So say it was your daily. Say you had like a Corolla.
Yeah.
That's a bad example because there are like Corolla S's.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a good example. Yeah, plain Jane and making it into something it's not.
Are you throwing a turbo on your Corolla?
So no, that's the line. So
I
like
am.
I definitely if you're gonna learn on that, but
Yeah.
don't like finish with that. That's I guess my like graduate. Definitely important to start and learn your car. Kind of like what we spoke about a couple podcasts ago with the whole like learning how to drive your car first before like getting faster cars and et cetera,
sure.
et cetera. So shit like that, allowing things to like yearn and marinate and kind of you grow with it. So, but it's definitely important. If you haven't plasti dip wheels, I probably won't trust you around my car. I'm being so
if you
serious.
haven't fucked your car
That's what I'm
up,
saying.
you
Yeah,
haven't done enough.
that's what I'm saying. Like if you haven't blown a motor, you know, like
well, I haven't blown a motor.
I have twice.
Okay, well, that's a you
But
problem.
that's what I'm saying. But like, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's why the degree now of what's going on with the GTR is going down. But like, it's going so far past that point of like, you know, that mediocrity level of like, you know, of wanting more and stuff like that. But then like also a fine line of like, shit, I'm losing fucking money and I could,
Yeah.
you know, like working on an Impreza to the extent of where you couldn't
Making
afford a
WRX.
WRX. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
kind of what I
nonsense.
was getting at. It's
So
like
that's
trying to
nonsense.
up badge something
Yeah.
to the next spec.
But definitely cool because there's other ways you can learn in terms of just learning the car and
Fuck
appreciating.
other
it.
people's cars
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, not yours.
Yeah.
Plasti dip.
Be a man.
I mean, there's like two different ways to approach that. So like me, 16-year-old Greg with his Honda Accord from his dad, sedan, automatic, V6
JBL
with the
speakers.
spoiler and the sunroof spoiler.
Double bass.
There's like a difference between using that as a platform to start getting into working on cars versus like, oh, I'm going to buy this Accord and then soup it up because I want to.
Track straight.
But like, I don't know. I did a ton of racer mods to my first Accord.
Dude, I think we all
you have to. Yeah.
I riced
And-
out my Avenger.
But if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't know how to fucking work on cars.
Yeah.
right, and you don't
anymore.
learn
That's really
what
important.
ricey is unless you do it.
Yeah.
That's the importance
So
of it.
now I can go to my brother and be like, Gabe, that's what you don't want to do. Me in the 2012 era, don't do that.
Oh, so I have a follow-up question to that though.
Yeah.
When we were all doing that ricey stage, were you flaunting your shit or were you just like doing it?
Dude, I thought I was the fucking cat's meow.
What about you?
I thought I was so cool.
Yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Dude,
I was
had
not proud of the work.
window banners.
I was like, I'm it. Shit.
Go to my YouTube videos. I had subwoofer videos with 500,000 views.
Oh, yeah, that video
Blasting.
Oh my God.
I don't even know it. ASAP or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yo, check this bass hit. dude.
Copyright did it.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, no, dude, I plasticated my wheels. I put seat covers on, and then I put the underglow in the wheel
never
wells,
put seat-
and I
Oh.
thought I was the
That's
shit.
crazy.
I was going to shows and I was popping all 4 of my doors with the music blasting and the lights strobing and shit. Dude, I thought I was so sick.
The inside LED was a mood for me.
Dude.
It was in every car. Everybody
loved it too.
Yeah,
Everyone would get
it
it and be
was
like,
cool.
"Yo, it's so
It
cool."
was cool.
All
yeah.
from eBay too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was all cool.
Amazon
$20
wasn't even-
HID fog lights too.
Yeah, it did that.
Yeah,
it
Burnt my lenses because they were too high discharge.
Those are sick.
Yeah, I was the guy that melted his plastic or blinded you on the highway.
Yep.
And I couldn't even turn it off.
Remember like those shitty HIDs that you would turn on and they would go, and then
Oh,
they would warm up
just,
and get brighter.
So bad.
God, I hate those.
So bad. They were like, that's what it's supposed to do. I'm like,
I don't think so. Sounds like the
Especially when you
balance shot.
use them for high beams.
Oh my god. So no, what the worst is when your low beam is higher than your high beams. 'Cause
Yo!
that's the worst. Because
Oh, no.
I've been there.
No, when you have the blue headlights with the
Oh,
yellow
yeah,
high
yeah.
beams.
I got pulled over immediately when I
Done
did that shit.
I
Yeah.
had green fog lights
That's
too.
crazy.
Hell yeah.
I definitely
That's
did
so
yellow
sick.
or like the overlay.
Everybody does yellow.
I know, yeah. Very JDM.
I feel so bad when I use my fog lights on the truck.
Yeah, it's
'Cause I have the off-road ones.
I saw you using those on the way
Dude,
here.
they're
I
so
see.
bright. I got the off-road only versions, and I really should have got the street ones.
Yeah, my high beams on the Jeep are fucking wild, and it's
Oh,
already
true.
like higher, so it's like it's.
Those are the pods, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Baja designs. They're bright as shit.
The 4 LED. Yeah, those
Yep.
are nice.
I don't know what I meant when I said this. When I wrote this.
Can't wait for you to see.
I have no idea what I mean by this. I wrote overdoing engine swaps. Oh, like putting engines in cars that they don't belong in.
So like
That's what I meant by
like
that.
LSing the world.
Yes, like LS swapping the
Yeah,
world.
I'm against swapping motors. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest.
In
Really?
general,
Any car?
completely.
Yeah.
Damn.
But don't you want to put a fucking Type R engine into an EK3, EK4, or whatever? EK9?
Well, yeah, but if it's not, well, it is a swap, but it's not.
It's a swap.
But a Type R comes with that.
So you're making a US Type R, basically.
Yeah.
So you're up badging a car.
So it's like, yeah, pretty much. I mean, because US is
so
yeah, we got poo poo caca here.
So like my EP3 was a before I did the Frankenstein K24 K20 had a Type R in it. Everything shy of a.
Oh, I guess if you stick with Honda, it's not really a swap.
Yeah, I mean, well,
You know?
we can argue that. You can argue like those swaps or just like.
But like if I put
Okay.
if I put a 25 in my GTSD, is that a swap? I mean, it is, but like, is it a swap?
I don't think so. It's in the family.
It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
If anything.
or
I mean,
case swapping an NSX.
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
swap.
But
So that's a swap. But I mean, I would do that.
yeah. That
But
makes
it's still
sense. to
it's
do.
still within a Honda. I wouldn't LS a fucking Supra.
Fuck no. I think
That's where
stupid.
I draw the line. That's where so that's swapping to me. In
Yeah.
my mind, that's like swapping.
Changing brands.
Completely different brand.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
a K, like that's what I'm saying. How much work do you need for a K for an NSX? Like putting a K in a Miata, cool,
Is it?
cool,
Is it cool?
cool. But
Definitely
like,
cool.
but what I
Because
think
the
it's
Miata
or
engines
like
suck.
or like in the MR2,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Would I do it? Probably not. I mean, you'd look at how much work. I mean, look at my boy Lewis.
Well, how come an LS is not cool in a Supra?
Because LS engines are just boring.
Are they though?
They're boring.
With a turbo on
Push rod engines. They don't sound all that good.
it? Yeah.
Everyone does it.
I just think it's a cop out.
Yeah, sorta.
I just think like.
But
it's
is it a
just-
cop out if because they're all fucking good?
No, I mean,
It's like,
because
well,
good
you
is
can
good.
say that K swapping is a cop out.
Because good is good. Well, I mean, the
the K is like the LS.
It's the LS
in
of the
JDM
Japanese world.
Yeah.
True, but like we don't. I guess where I argue for the K series sake is like we're still. Well, I guess they're still making LSs too, though. They're just getting.
Oh
newer.
hell yeah, they're getting crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. So I'll take the L on that argument, but it's like I don't know. I'm really
I feel like K is more applicable.
I don't like changing the integrity of cars. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like putting a K in an NSX, I don't think you're changing too much integrity of the car.
Yeah.
Putting a K in a Miata, you're changing it a lot, and in an MR2, you're changing it a lot, but it's also like it's not like fuck you power either. That's why like it's kind of okay with me, like at least in my mind.
It's also still a 4-cylinder to a 4-cylinder.
Right,
like,
but like don't buy RX-7s.
LS swap, dude. But they're good in RX-7s.
But that's so that's what I'm saying. They're not bad, but it's just like, why would I get an RX-7?
Well, not everybody.
I can
likes
get an
rotaries.
RX-7 to put a K in it.
Well,
Yeah, sure. You'd be fucking idiot.
But then, like,
you
why
know.
would I get why? I don't know. Why am I getting an RX-7 then? Do I want the body? Do I want, because that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Well, you clearly don't want the drivetrain.
Right.
Not many people like rotaries.
Yeah.
It's in my DNA somewhere that I want to have a rotary.
I have
Puerto
no
Rican.
idea of fucking rotaries, but I mean,
Nope,
if I'm
never
getting
owned
an
one.
RX-7,
I definitely want one.
it could not work. I'll still keep it rotary.
Words spoken from Eric is they're unreliable.
Rotaries?
What is?
Rotaries.
Rotaries?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
His FD was always broken, huge money pit, but the time that it did run, awesome.
Sick.
But you just gotta remember you're gonna be smelling like oil every
Yeah.
time
Oh,
you
yeah.
drive that car. You're gonna get like 6 miles a gallon. So on the way to H2O, he had to fill up like 3 times
That's shot.
just on one way to get there. But I don't know. I guess people just do engine swaps. For those reasons, I feel like they do it because of cost.
Yeah.
Dollar per horsepower.
Sure.
Like people K-swap the NSX because those C30 engines are just like kind of uncommon as far as being built, and they don't make all that much power versus a built K.
Right.
And you can't just slap
the same money.
Same
huge
concept for
precision
the
turbo.
same concept with the F series, F20C or
Yeah.
F22 and the S2Ks. They're not reliable. They're quite literally Honda's
One of their best.
Hercules. But the problem was when you got, and again, take it with a grain of salt, broke boys that are working with B series and their K series is the holy grail. The F series was so out of reach. Something
Right.
went wrong on the F series. It was like that was your Nismo.
8,000
That was
for-
a Nismo in that world. So
Right.
it's like it's hard because we're used to building cars for 3, 4, 5 at the time, $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the time, the 6-speed, the F20, it was north of like 6, 7, 8 grand at the time. I don't even
Now
know
it's
what
like
they're worth
probably
now.
12.
Yeah, but that's crazy. So in that world, that was the holy shit, and that's why people did K24s in the fucking in the S2K.
That makes sense.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but don't put an LS in a Supra. You could swap your NA to a 2JZ, but like don't.
What about an RB in a Supra?
Nope.
That'd be kind
Get a
of cool.
It's
Skyline.
still the same. It's an inline.
It wouldn't make
6.
sense.
Get-
It's
get a
more
Skyline.
You're fucking
more
stupid,
than the
but
2JZ to build.
Get a
But
Skyline.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I'm all for it because I like cool custom shit, but that's just me. I like tinkering with stuff. I probably would never do it. Like the worst I would do is like if I get that Fox body that I want, I'll put an LS in that because it's still a V8.
Well,
and it's a better
Coyote.
V8.
that would be
No,
susceptible.
I'm not gonna
to
do a Coyote.
no,
Ever.
why?
No, I don't want to. I hate the way they sound. First
What?
of all, I
hurts my
absolutely
feelings.
hate Coyotes.
I don't think they're sick.
No, I think they sound like a fucking Campbell's chicken noodle soup can on an exhaust, dude. I think they're the worst sounding engine ever.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
God.
but I really hate them.
I'm sad.
I know.
We could probably ask one more question.
How long are we going?
25 minutes left. 25 minutes.
Oh, you
So
should
we're
probably
about-
get a better camera.
We're about an hour. That's crazy.
All right,
Format
so
SD
another
card.
one from here is okay, we can probably go for a while on this. What do you what defines a race car rather than just a fucking shitbox? Because people call their shitboxes race cars because they have no interior, no fucking anything, and they're like, oh, it's just a race car.
Oh, you can start.
Like I'm talking like a Honda Civic with a cage, no interior, stock B series.
Like,
Is that a race
we're
car?
talking about people who actually think they have race cars and don't just say, "Oh, no AC because race car."
Right.
I don't know. I think it's just
It's kind of a meme, but people take it seriously.
like people who put like energy harness bars, energy steering wheels,
Yeah.
energy race car,
So everything except.
but they don't even race,
Right.
or they street race maybe.
Nope.
No,
They're not street racing.
Well, street
not with
racing
NRG
racing.
safety
I was gonna
equipment.
say,
I don't know. Maybe it's just for clout. Who knows? Or
Maybe.
just a reason.
Or maybe they just don't know how to build a fucking car.
Maybe that, or it's just another reason for them to be able to call it a race car.
Maybe they don't want to spend the money.
No one's gonna call their own car a shitbox unless like.
I love calling my car a shitbox.
Well, your car's not a shitbox.
JDM
But
That's the
it
thing.
is.
Kinda.
Is it? Kinda.
I mean, you got no bumper.
Yeah. But it's not because race car. It's because shitbox.
Shitbox.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
I don't know.
People think it's because race car. Everybody says, "Oh, your car looks so mean without a bumper." I go, "No, because it's broken. That's why it's got no bumper. It's a piece of shit." I don't call it race car.
I think people just call it a race car because they'd rather call it a race car than a shitbox.
Yeah, well, like suck it up and fucking
But
own
people
up.
who call their car shitbox is like,
Usually kidding.
yeah,
Yeah, but then the
Like
people who call
they-
their cars race cars are never going to graduate from bag
I don't know,
Accords.
Well, bagged Accord, race car,
race car.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't.
shitbox or race car.
Yeah, I mean, if I put a K&N on the Jeep, is that a race car?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
This shit gets.
That shit
full
gonna
of-
be sucking.
dude, I got a K&N filter on that race car.
Yeah, it is a race car.
R plus mode. You hear the blow off valve? Race car.
I
Race
mean,
car, dude.
That
it's
is a race car.
It's a weird debate because
Well, yeah.
I'm going back to the S2K. My S2K was bone stock.
With race car?
I mean, I raced it.
But was a race car?
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was.
Miata's
I
a race car.
I actually raced it though. Like,
Miatas
Miata's the
are-
most raced.
I-
car.
So
autocrossed
I think
it.
I think I wrote that down because of Miatas.
They are the most raced car.
They're also
Well,
the
yeah,
biggest
they're so
shit
cheap.
boxes.
yeah.
A lot of them are shit boxes.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. So like, what's the difference? Because you can take a bone stock Miata to the track, race car.
Yeah.
You can also take a bone stock Miata and take the fucking the carpet and the seats out of it, and now it's a race car?
Yeah.
Or is that shit box?
Or is it the shittiest race car you ever seen?
You know, like
I don't know. Eric's Miata was a shit box, but it was also a race
Really?
car.
there is no line.
He autocrossed it.
Yeah, I mean
That's a race
can
car.
Race a shit box.
So here's the thing. It was functional, and
So
to this
wait,
day,
here-
it still runs. It's never blown
I could probably
up.
cap
race
this entire
car.
argument because
That's cap.
a race car can be a shit box.
But can a shit box be a race car?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
I think so. I've seen shit boxes race.
no,
Yeah,
or
but
did
are
I
they like-
say that right? Hold on.
You
A
might-
shit box can be a race car.
But can a race car be a shit box? Sure. That's what he just said.
So if a race car is
can
a
be
shit box, can a shit box be a race car? I don't think a shit box can be a race car.
I don't think so either. Because that implies that it drives like ass.
Correct. So I think that's the end of the argument. Race car
Can
can
be a shit
probably
box.
is a shit box, but an actual shit box. I'm talking like
Shit's
Okay.
falling off.
cannot be a race car. Because
Yeah,
first of
probably
all,
not.
you
It
need
probably wouldn't pass inspection.
Okay,
True.
I was gonna say because first of all, regulations like we're talking like literal terms now. Regulations, safety, harnesses, all that. But I mean, yeah, you can strip your back seat and go take a photo. And call it a
All right, so
race car.
so just beyond like the
Literal
local
sense of it.
autocross, like if you want to go to an actual track,
Nah.
that kind of race car.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would be like
Okay,
that's like
now I see what you're
that's-
saying.
That's like king shit box.
That's like peak shit box.
That's like after that you need like a legit race car.
Okay, yeah.
That's the boss. That's the shit box boss.
That's like
The final boss.
oh my god.
Yeah, no, I see it all too often. People claiming race car, but it's just like a regular ass car with no interior
Yeah.
and shitty seats and like an NRG steering wheel. I'm like, if you think that you're taking your fucking car to the track with an NRG steering wheel, wake up. You are dreaming. I can bend one of those like a freaking like a
Yeah.
piece of paper.
I don't really like it.
Here's the thing: they all look exactly the same.
every single
do.
one.
the
every
the
single
Type
model.
R NSX ones are like $1,000.
Yeah.
but they look exactly the same as the $200 Momo.
Yeah.
They
I
are
mean, like,
Momo.
Yeah.
They are, but
It's
Well,
just
that's why
branding.
I like Momo.
well,
'cause
that's
at
like
least
the
Momo
reps
changed.
versus wheels,
Right, yeah,
like
yeah.
a real
exactly,
wheels
yeah.
conversation. They look
Momo's
the same.
good.
I love
Oh,
Momo.
what else is
Hit a
good?
pothole with your freaking rotor grids.
I can't wait to hold my Momo. In the
I can't wait
GTR.
till you put the reps on your car. That's gonna be sick, dude.
Avid ones.
Yeah.
You should put a TE rep from each brand
Oh
on each
my
corner of the
God.
car.
all different colors too. 'Cause no
ESR.
one's done that.
Imagine
Rhoda,
That's sick.
Barstone,
Imagine the cars just fucking wobbling.
JNC. Damn.
All different offsets, all
And
different
colors.
weights, different tire sizes.
different valve
Yo,
stem colors.
17's in the front. No, 17, 18 in the front. 19,
You
16.
better be
in
open
the-
diff.
Dude, that's gonna be sick, dude.
Front wheel
That's the-
drive open diff.
Each spoke a different color.
Front wheel drive. Front wheel drive only. One wheel
my
peel.
God.
That'd be dope.
That'd be fire.
Hold on, I
Actually,
think we got time for one more. How do you feel? Well, interesting for the both of you now. I have yet to do this.
oh lord.
Self-built versus shop-built.
Oh god.
What do I prefer?
I was gonna say that's
well,
yours.
where do you think you should just like hand the reins over?
Well, I think the first Supra I had is a good example of that, because when you do it yourself, if you know how, it's a good way to learn. It's a good way to save money, of course.
Big time.
And to make sure you know where everything is going. So I did everything as far as I built that car in stages. So the more I learned about the car, the more I was comfortable with taking it apart. So, doing a radio upgrade to all the way to pulling my engine, sanding down the whole bay, repainting it, and putting everything back together, that was as far as I could go.
That's pretty fucking far.
That was far, but that's like with 10 years of working on cars. And when I first started, I couldn't even change the brakes or do an oil change.
You did the subs on the first car, so
I
that's
did
like
the subs.
kind of a full build.
So I pulled the seats out and dynamated the whole chassis. That's a build.
That's kind of a build, dude.
Did more than me.
But
kind of a build.
I don't know. I feel like as soon as
box
you
my
start
subs.
to do things that you don't feel comfortable doing, I think that's when you take it to the shop. Like the Supra, I don't know how to weld. I can't weld for my life.
All right,
I can't powder coat. I can't tune. So I threw the car up on a trailer and brought it to Empire to finish the car. The NSX is a chassis I'm not comfortable yet because I haven't taken one apart. The engine's in the back. Everything is just like way more complicated. So to do a whole new wiring harness, to take the trans apart and put it back together, I'm not touching that. I'm just going to let Jay handle that whole thing.
Yeah.
Sure, it costs more money. It takes a lot longer because they have other obligations, but at the end of the day, it's like, do I trust them more than myself doing it? 100%.
Yeah.
And I'll let him speak. He's having a full shop build right now.
Yeah, but you could have done that in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and arguably, we have with the K series, even with Georgie, but it's just a fine line of like experience, like Greg was saying, and even when Mechanic came up with me and we were talking about the GTR, he's like, "Oh, it's nothing I can't do." I was like,
It's a learning curve, no matter where you come from.
I was like, it's not that nobody can't do it. Obviously, it's been done before. I mean, if you're arguing that point, then anything can be done. Impossible is nothing. But it's just the fact of Josh has been around and probably working on cars longer than I've been fucking born, especially that caliber of cars. And it's just they're unique. They're different. It's not to say they're also impossible. But again, just out of my realm is just, and given that the hobby is extremely expensive and that the cars that we have don't make it any less doable or applicable, it's not something I'm willing to gamble on, because at least if I blew up a K series, it was like, okay, $1,500 to $2,000, wasn't such a terrible fucking concept. But like an RB is like,
it's kind of
I can't even find one. Yeah, so. But again, I mean, I don't know if we, when we got the
Civic.
No, I mean, when we get the block back, we can play with mine.
Oh, yeah.
We can play with mine. It's not to say we can't learn it. Who knows? Maybe we can become fucking whizzes at it, and then we start doing. You know what I mean? But that's now something where it's like, okay, whatever happens. Yeah. I don't really,
That's a throwaway one.
Yeah, it's not. And again, by no means is it a throwaway, but concept of it being, it's like I don't need it. I don't need to rely on it. So something like
Jeep.
That. What'd you say?
Swap
that
it
would
into
be
the
fire.
Jeep.
There's a 2JZ. 2J.
Raul's doing one. Raul's building a 2JZ Jeep.
Sell the NSX. Right?
That's sick.
Yeah. So like for me, like you said before, like you don't know how to weld and shit like that. Like I can weld and I can fabricate, but at the same time, I'm like, do I want to start making stuff for this car? Like I know S chassis and I know R chassis kind of good at this point. And I've been lucky enough over the years to like having worked on like my friends and my friends' dads, like classics, like Novas and Chevelles and Camaros and stuff. That's all freaking simple compared to what we do now. Anything with a computer is a different story. And like you said, I can't tune. I know a little bit, but I can't do a tune. So like the building part, when it comes down to like when you need specific tools to do something, like if you're going to like do machine work on an engine block, obviously I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. Like I don't have a mill, I don't have a CNC, like I don't have all that shit. But like everything up to like doing cams or like springs of a top end build or like, stupid shit like that, I'm down to do it, even though I've never done it necessarily before. Because that's like, you can watch a couple YouTube videos and be a certified mechanic at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like that stuff, even if you really fuck it up, like what's the worst that'll happen?
Yeah, mechanic and tech definitely have their play on words, but definitely, yeah. I mean, going off what you said, it's finding that line of like, fuck, I can't weld, or I can't do this, I can't do that. I mean, that's, in my eyes, that's still like you building your car though. Like if you're like yours definitely,
even if it's like
your
you're bolting shit
Supra
on.
you built and your car is you built, because like I wouldn't, you can't. You're not what are you gonna weld with fucking, or like what are you gonna machine a fucking block out with fucking sticks
Sandpaper?
and leaves? Yeah, it's like that's impossible. That's where you need
Sticks and leaves.
Yeah, like, you know, fucking back there with rocks. So that, I mean, but that's definitely still self-built in my mind in terms of
You
like.
think so? You would still call that stuff? Like I had help from SWAT to finish my Skyline.
Yeah.
Because I got to the point where I was like, I need to make hydraulic hoses and I
I
got
would
to put a turbo on.
And, I would argue, minus how you bought your car, where you're taking it. Yeah, I'm arguing that yours is self-built.
See, I wouldn't.
I would. I don't know. That's just
Your
me.
car not self-built?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Skyline?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had help from SWAT.
I think if you have help, it's okay.
Yeah, but I
like
can't
you're
say I did it
doing
myself.
most of the work. You're planning the build. You're putting together the pieces versus like, here's my car. I want 1,000 horsepower.
Yeah, like
make it
literally,
happen.
like what I did with the GTR. Like this is my bank
Yeah, but
account,
that's
and,
arguable
like,
too, because you had a lot to do with the planning. Like, I mean, there's some stuff that was like unnegotiable,
right?
Or non-negotiable rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I feel like everybody, even if I was that guy to be like, hey, here's my car, give it back to me when it's done, I'm still going to be involved with some of the planning.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have to be like Josh to even like. But Josh doesn't machine the.
Where you got to be a master tech to do it from start to finish.
That's what I'm saying. So like, on the biggest ego dick skill, then yes, that is self-built. But
right.
like in terms in the general sense, I think it. Where you've done your build and you've done your builds, that's very where I've done my builds on the case.
Yeah,
like somebody needed to build my K, I took it to Hansel. Now, but we did the work. Yeah, I put it in. We did this. We did the mods. We did that. I mean, you. Can
I feel like if you take it, if you drop the engine and install the engine, that's you building it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's another also saying I know how to do it and like somebody did it, so like that's not your build, because then like you would have done it. Because like the people that
unless
argue
you
like
need the tools.
Exactly, but like, you know,
like
so
I know how to assemble an engine.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it.
Right, but that's like saying I know how to assemble an engine, but now you take that to Tommy, he does everything, and you're saying it's self-built just because you know how to do it. No, it's not.
I would never say that.
That's what I'm saying.
I would say that he built the engine. Blah blah blah.
Because like I'm gonna be the one reading the spec sheet. Doesn't mean I built the car. I just know how to fucking read a brochure.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know. Fucking
arguable, but yeah. Well, I don't know. I still wouldn't call my car self-built. I mean, I did do a lot on it, and would, if you're asking me the question, that means you're probably interested in what I did in the first place. So I'll tell you at that point, and you can determine if I built it or not.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what people think, but I don't say that I self-built my car.
Honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't change whether I like the car or you or not. Like if it's, you know,
if it's cool, it's cool.
If you're full on, like if I'm now taking the car from Tommy and I'm like, I did this in my bed, then like maybe, but like, you know, but like, but ultimately,
Tony Stark built this in
but
a
like,
cave scraps.
But but ultimately,
without a heart,
unless you're full on blatantly like blue to the face talking about shit you don't know about, then like
I see that a lot, which is why I wrote that down at like car shows. Dude, I pressed this dude. I think it was a Plymouth Fury.
You can't bullshit a bullshitter though. So.
No, dude, you cannot bullshit me. I know if you touched anything on your car, just how like the way you stand.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Oh, you didn't do it,
dude. I knew this guy had 1,000 horsepower on his license plate, so you know he's a fucking loser. Yeah. And he had dude. He had this crazy engine build with a huge blower, and I started asking him specs. I was like, "How many pounds you pushing on a supercharger? How many? What size are the pistons? What cubic inches is it?" He had no fucking idea. He was like, "Yeah, well, it's got a double rod push blower on it, and it's blowing about. It's got 2 stages.
It's blowing,
dude." The shit this guy was spewing, I was cracking up, and I was like, "Oh, dude, yeah, keep going, yeah, tell me more." I was like, "This is awesome, dude." Everything was chrome plated. He was one of those guys that said, "I want 1,000 horsepower car. Let me know when it's done." Yeah. He knew nothing about it.
Is it that yellow thing that goes to the Bear Mountain?
No, but I know what you're talking about. That's a Camaro.
It's yellow or pink?
It's the Bumblebee Camaro.
But it's old. It's like 60s, and the blower's like 4 feet tall.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. It's not that one.
Okay.
No, it's a big Plymouth like Satellite or a Fury or something. Okay. It's cool, but it's not. He don't know anything about it. And it was actually at Bear Mountain. I think I was talking to him.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, dude, I walked away. I was like, that guy has not touched a bolt on that car. I'm surprised he even knows how to drive it.
It's like that real audio. It's got 3 turbochargers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy.
Exactly.
Push button nitrous.
It's probably the alternator.
That is the funniest
I
meme
love
by
that
far.
friggin'
It's like the DEF CON in the back.
It's probably the alternator. It's probably the
With
alternator.
the fucking fire. That's sick.
I love that shit. We gotta wrap it. You run out of memory.
7 minutes left. So
Yeah, we'll fucking wrap it.
but this was
This podcast has been fun.
This is
it's
Boston.
it's hella fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Because
this
it's
is
like
cool.
it's just and like I said, the essence of the podcast was never to like, Greg, this is what we're talking about.
You
And
have
the
to
mic
stick to
goes
the
on.
script.
Yeah,
The teleprompter's over there. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
can see it, but it's over there.
My bad.
You've been going off script. You got your
Damn.
eyes. Damn. Oh shit.
Oh, it's because
Nope. It's not because of that.
you're black.
There it is.
Well, that's a good way to end it. There goes this podcast.
That's sick.
We did so good. We did so good.
That's
Usually
it.
this shit
Because Greg
fucking
was in
crumbles.
there.
Format the SD card.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's fire.
Delete it. I'm gonna knock this shit over.
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna
Yeah.
unplug the computer.
I'm
Actually.
down to do more of these.
Fucked.
So these
Hell
are
yeah.
fun.
We
So-
got a lot more to talk about.
We're all super local. Yeah, so Greg, now that he enjoys it, we'll just
Now.
find more time. Well, yeah, being that it's first time on it, we'll find more time to link up with Greg if Fridays work. Saturday we usually go up to hang out with Georgie. But yeah, we'll get Greg on, and obviously all of Greg's stuff, both the
Dude, you didn't even talk about your YouTube channel.
yeah, I think I'm gonna link.
There's a lot
Greg.
to talk about,
So
guys.
Greg's YouTube.
We'll talk about that next time.
We're gonna do the buy or build. I'm gonna put all the stuff in
Yeah,
the
we
bio.
could talk about what, entrepreneurship or something.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to talk about why non-car people think like going to car meets and like cars and coffees are like waste of time and why it's not.
I like that.
That's a good one.
Because I can tell you so many things about why those things are not waste of time.
Oh hell yeah.
And have actually benefited
We may have to get
all of
someone
us.
on though, like a normal person that doesn't drive a car though for that.
A normal person?
Like
We don't know
Kristen?
anyone normal.
Like Kristen.
Oh, dude, bring her on.
She would love the podcast.
Oh shit!
She's gonna talk so much shit about you.
Like,
I
why
can't
the
wait.
fuck would you go there?
So
This is so fucking stupid.
That's a
she's
good
been
idea.
doing her podcast.
I know, I
She's been
listened to
putting
hers.
my Yeti into her computer, but she doesn't change the audio input back to the Yeti,
That's fire.
so it records off the laptop.
That's
I'm like, why does
fire.
this sound so shit?
She has a
Kristen.
podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has it on Spotify.
She sent it to me too.
Yo, get the
I'll
fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
What's
I'm like,
this
next time you do this, can you show me like
just make
your
sure it works.
audio settings before?
That's fire.
And then I
gotta
showed
watch.
it to her. She's like, oh my god, it
It's
sounds
so much better.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yep.
She's like, I know I was marrying you for a reason, you
Yeah.
bastard.
Hold on. Yeah, you smart son of a bitch. Hold on, let me write this down
Damn.
so we can talk about it. So you say people, non-car people,
Non-car
meets
people
are a waste of
think
time.
that
People things.
car gatherings, I should
Oh,
say,
waste of time.
are pointless, waste of time, rather sleep in, do something more productive, something like that.
got it. And we can talk about. Well, you love talking about like networking and
Yeah.
that stuff.
It's all
which
about
Oh,
that.
yeah,
you're
tied to
also a
that.
huge candidate for too.
Tied
So
to that. Yeah, and you. Yeah, we can learn off each other in that aspect. But yeah, while Andy's writing that down, I just do want to give a proper closeout. So anything, any affiliate programs, any of Greg's stuff, any Andy's stuff, it's going to be linked in the bio. And I think that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a wrap.
Solid.
Very. This was fun.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
All right,
No,
fuck off.
Next one's gonna be bussin'. All right,
I
bye
gotta take
everybody.
a shit now.
Yo, fat shit.